Coming up tonight, $8 million estimated in flood damage to agriculture sector. Western schools open on Monday, and flash flood warning for Vanua Levu. Good evening, I'm Sandra Asan. The Agriculture Ministry has estimated more than $8 million of destruction in the agriculture sector after the devastating flood and strong winds in the Western Division. This has been confirmed to the Prime Minister during the briefing this morning.
The $8 million damage is based on visual estimates by extension staff, and it is likely this figure will increase once the actual survey is completed. Areas affected were the Ra province with 157 farmers, Tabua with 687 farmers, Ba with 1,200 farmers, while Lautoka has 977 farmers, 9,547 farmers, Nanronga and Navosa with 799 farmers, and the Kaunrobe with a total of 196 farmers. The initial damage estimates was valued at $6 billion. However, after a detailed crop damage survey, the actual damage caused by the flood and strong winds were valued at more than $8 million. A total of 34 districts with the 4 provinces was affected by the flood, with a total of 4,590 farmers directly affected.
The Prime Minister this morning was briefed by DISMAC head at the National Disaster Management Office on the current status of the Western Division after the devastating flood. The Prime Minister also took time out to visit the Western Division after the briefing.
The National Emergency Operations Center, along with the disaster service license officers from the various agencies, continues to monitor the trough of low pressure currently affecting the western parts of Fiji. 3 NEAC operational teams continue to work on 8-hourly shift basis and have been doing so since Monday, the 23rd January. The Prime Minister visited some of the badly affected areas along the King's Highway. Today, it was revealed that a total of 45 evacuation centers remain open, with a total of 3,586 evacuees, and 15 schools remain open as evacuation centers. Meanwhile, every effort is being made to clear these schools to allow the school management to prepare for classes to begin next Monday, the 30th of January. This morning, the Permanent Secretary for Provincial Development and Natural Disaster Management, Inia Seri Ratu, also revealed that for health services, subdivisional hospitals could not be able to provide full services because of the unavailability of electric power and water supply. He also revealed that the National Fire Authority and the Water Authority of Fiji are supplying water to the centers, while the Fiji Police Force and the Ministry of Works have been providing fuel for the backup generators. The Prime Minister's visit ends midnight tonight.
Aid is now pouring in for those affected by the recent flooding in the Western and Northern Division. Yesterday, the Fiji military force donated $10,000 to the Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama for the flood appeal. Vodafone ATH Fiji Foundation had earlier pledged $50,000 in cash assistance to those affected by the floods. Donations can also be made to the Prime Minister's flood appeal account, Bank of the South Pacific account number 4706578. The ministry is calling on members of the public to be mindful of the aftermath of the flooding in the Western and Northern Divisions. Right now, there is still a lack of power supply in major hospitals in Nandi and Lautoka. Also, 2 of the health facilities in the West were affected by a landslide, and according to Namotu, this will make it difficult for health officers to attend to patients.
Also, boiling of drinking water is very important as well for all people that affected by the flood, mainly areas that has been flooded, to boil on drinking water to prevent contraction of communicable disease such as diarrhea and typhoid, and of course influenza-like illnesses.
The Fiji Police Force is raising concerns with how lightly members of the public took their advice during the recent rainy weather.
The Fiji Police Force is one of the many organizations on standby in times of disaster, and it is their job to ensure that members of the public are safe. However, concerns have been raised after media reports and footage showed some children playing in floodwaters in the Western Division. Fiji News was on hand to witness one such act. Police Public Relations Officer Anna Naisoro says people need to realize the advisories are for their safety and welfare. She adds it was rather unfortunate that 2 lives were lost during the recent flooding after people did not heed the warnings handed out by the authorities.
Coming up after the break, MSG looks at new subcommittee, Western schools to open on Monday, and flash flood warning for Vanua Levu.